Hello, and welcome to Under 1000. I'm your host, Thomas Flower, and each episode I'll be reading you a piece of super short fiction. All of these stories are 1,000 words or less. Today I'm going to be reading you a story called The Great Bureaucracy in the Sky. Just a quick warning, this episode deals with the subject of death, so if that's likely to upset you or anyone that you're listening with, then maybe skip this one. As he opened his eyes, Jason was filled with a deep sense of confusion. He tried desperately to remember what had just happened to him. He could recall walking out of the corner shop, taking a call from his sister, and then... Slowly he stood up and looked around himself. There he was, in the middle of the road, the phone smashed out of his hand and a car lying askew, seemingly brought to a halt by the... Wait, was that a body underneath the wheels? Jason gasped involuntarily, feeling sick as the beginnings of a realization hit him. "Yes, it's you. It's your body," came a slightly disinterested voice behind him. "Can you try and hurry it along, please? I've got at least 5 more people to see today before I can take my lunch break." Jason was confused. How could he simultaneously be lying underneath the car and standing listening to whoever was talking to him? He turned around to try to locate the source of the voice. Standing behind him was a man in a grey, slightly ill-fitting suit. He held a clipboard in one hand and a pen in another, adorned with some kind of company logo Jason couldn't recognize. "Wait, so does this mean that I'm..." Jason began to ask the man, still in a state of shocked disbelief. "Dead, yes, very tragic. I'm so sorry for your loss, etc. Now, if you don't mind, I'd really like to move this along as quickly as possible." The man scribbled some brief notes as he spoke, and then, for the first time, looked up and fixed Jason with a critical stare. "Please can you confirm the following details for me?" the man intoned, beginning what was clearly a well-rehearsed script of some kind. "At the time of your death, the following were all true. Your name was Jason Hughes, you were 40 years old, and you died from severe injury following a collision with a moving object." Jason couldn't quite believe what he was hearing. Although the evidence lay just behind him, he still didn't really understand how this could be possible. Dead? "Please hurry it up. Really, I'm not lying to you. I've got places I need to be, and I don't have time to stand around while you grapple with your mortality or whatever it is you humans always want to do at times like these," the man said sharply, growing clearly impatient. "If you can't speak, a simple shake or nod of the head will suffice. Are the details I just gave you all correct?" Yes, Jason slowly stammered out. I think so at least, but I don't really understand if..." "Excellent," the man intoned once again. "Now I'm going to present you with a series of information which I need you to listen to carefully. You will then be asked to confirm if you have fully understood the information as presented. Any questions?" Unsure of how to respond, Jason stood silent. Waiting a short beat, the man hurriedly continued. "Great, okay. So as you have come to understand, you are dead. Very unfortunate, but it does come for all people. Now, I have been sent here to give you a score for the life you have lived. We've tallied up every action you ever took and decision you ever made and come up with a final grade for this life. In a moment, I will present you with the score, but first I need you to choose one of 3 options for what is to happen next to your eternal soul. Can I now please have some indication of your understanding at this time?" Jason nodded silently, still unable to speak. "Wonderful. Okay. There are 3 packages I can sign you up for. Option 1 is the afterlife, heaven, hell, all that malarkey. Where you go depends on your score, but I'm not allowed to tell you the score until after you've chosen. Option 2 is reincarnation, transfer to another body and have another do-over, you know the drill. Same thing though, what you come back as depends on the score, but you have to choose before you hear it. And the 3rd and final option is obliteration, disintegration of the soul, surrendering to the abyss, the end of consciousness altogether, blah blah blah. Now I really need you to pick quickly because we've wasted enough time here already and I need to get going." Jason couldn't think, didn't know how to respond. What was this? It seemed like madness. Did he really have to choose this here? Now? Couldn't he at least think it over? And "Quickly, please," the man said, staring at a small watch on his wrist and growing visibly nervous. Slowly, silently, Jason held up 3 fingers. "Very good, sir. Excellent choice. Thank you very much," the man said quickly but dispassionately. "Now, let me just read you your score and then we'll have that soul moving off." From one of his suit pockets, the man pulled a small, plain envelope. Opening it, he took out the card inside and read it aloud. "B+. Not a bad score. You should have gone for the afterlife probably. Would have got a fairly decent setup. Ah well, too late for that now. We can't change the rules. With that, the man snapped his fingers. Jason could feel his consciousness slipping away from him as his soul quickly unraveled into nothingness. The man looked on dispassionately until the process was finally complete. Turning his back on the place where Jason's soul once stood, he pulled a phone from his pocket, dialing his manager. Hi. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah, sorry. Look, do you think I could get a taxi on company credit? This last one took ages and I'm running late for the Agnes Brown appointment at 10:45. Thank you for listening to Under 1000. I have been your host, Thomas Flower. The theme music is an instrumental version of In Between Days by Nick Tate and the Sharks. To hear the full song and more from the same EP, go to Nick Tate, Nictate, and thesharks.bandcamp.com, or search for them on your preferred streaming platform. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll come back next time for some more super short fiction.